like my countdown. So let me see. We are live, and as you guys know, hold on one second, because usually this thing's in my computer open and I get an echo. Okay, I got it. So, hi Anya. Oh my goodness.
Hi Anna.
How you been?
Tired.
Right? I've been so tired today. I'm off from today till Friday, and I was like so lazy all day today. I was like sleeping on my PJs until right before the show.
I would love that, but
Yeah.
no way for me because I had to work. We don't have Thanksgiving. We had already.
Yeah, I'm lucky that the place where I work now, the new preschool where I work, they're paid vacations.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think your phone is going.
Yeah, it's my mom. Hold on one second. Ma, estoy haciendo un show live ahorita. ¿Te puedo hablar cuando termine? Adiós. Bye. Sorry, of course, I knew that was gonna happen. As soon as I click live, I knew that was gonna happen. But anyway, so yeah, I've been really tired.
Yeah, drained, tired, blah. I want a throat punch.
You're getting trigger and stuff.
Triggers. I just had one today and I'm not totally over it. So
lovely triggers, right?
yeah. So yeah, happy joy, you know. What do we have? Jupiter? No, yes, Jupiter, Scorpio. Hi everyone.
I don't know. I think I know we have the new moon soon, right?
Yeah.
When is it? Yeah, I'm trying to look on my phone.
Well, it feels like it's now, but
I know. Remember, was it on the weekend that I told you I was having these weird dreams? And
it was just 2 days ago or so and I was having weird dreams.
Yeah. That was I felt like that was like the new moon energy going on for sure.
When it was knocking on my door.
November 26th. So that was yesterday.
Oh yeah, so we were right.
Yeah, we were right on. Interesting. Yeah, and it's the new moon in Sagittarius in Western. Because I don't know in Vedic. I'm sure it's a different one. But should I read a little bit about that?
Yeah, read a little bit about that.
Okay, well, before I don't think I even say hello to people in the chat. So, hi everybody, welcome. As you guys can see, we have Anya as our guest tonight, and we're gonna be talking about rooms and plasma and chakras and consciousness, level of consciousness.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a good show. So you guys wanna stay till the end. But before that, we're just gonna talk a little bit about the new moon in Sagittarius, because I think do you know people with Sagittarius, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do.
And me too. Actually, Ransom in Western is a Sagittarius. So anyway, so it says on Tuesday, November 26th, we welcome in the new moon in Sagittarius. This is a fiery one, my loves. After the heavy, dredging depths of Scorpio season, we finally enter into the lighter heat of Sagittarius. But with this heat comes fire. And it is important that we pay attention to where we are directing ours. With Mars, the passionate warrior, opposite to Uranus, the ruler of the sudden revolution and change, we finally find our inner fires at peak strength. It can be led to irritability, disrupt energy, and urges to lash out in frustration. Does that resonate, you guys? Forgotten angers may be popping up, but you are advised at this time to find a grounded way to deal with all these extra impulses and fiery energy. So yeah, that goes, right?
Throat punching goes with that.
I think so. I think that's in that category. What else? It says new moon in Sagittarius is a reminder that we must surrender to the changes in our lives. But it's important to remember to surrender is not to lay down and in nation. Oh, it's quite the contrary. To surrender is to allow and adjust, to still move and act, but to move with the changes and not against them. So, there's the trick, right? Now, go do it. Go practice it. It's really nice to read it, right? But actually, the practice.
Woo!
Yeah. So, like I said, welcome everybody in the chat. Tim.
Hi, everyone.
Golden Max. She said it. She said it. Pure love. Oh, it's also, Tim said that it's also Sagittarius Vedic.
Oh.
It's Vedic. Yeah. But I'm wondering what nakshatra do you know, Tim? Because that's the interesting part.
Scorpio or something?
Yeah, crazy weather. So how's the weather up north over there, Anya? Where you at?
Cold, snowy.
Oh, you're getting snow?
Yeah, now we got snow finally. I broke in.
Interesting. So, well, I mean, you're wearing sleeveless, so it must not be cold in your house.
No, I cranked up the heat.
Oh, okay.
Nope, there's no. I'm not sitting with uncomfortable with jacket and 5 layers. I use my heat. I pay for it, so.
Yeah, no, I hear
You
you.
can't in a house like that. I have to.
Max is wondering if you're in Alberta.
Yes, I'm in Alberta, Max.
What was I gonna say? Yes. Who was it? Morning said Schulman resident is going nuts. Yeah, that's another thing. Oh, I guess I can share a dream, but I don't remember. But so pretty much what the night that I was having crazy dreams, the same night that you were having crazy dreams, I don't remember this, but when I was sleeping, I was dreaming in English because I was speaking in English. I was speaking in English and I was talking about God. And Ransom, to fuck with me, he whispered in my ear, God the Almighty, in a deep voice while I was sleeping. And it woke me up. And like he said that I looked at him and that I turned over. Like, but I don't remember any of this. I remember the dreams I was having, that it was completely not about God. It was about a cat turning into a bird. But anyway, it's just weird dreams.
Whoa.
Yeah, but yeah, so that was crazy, and I don't remember any of that.
Wow, that's weird. I wonder what you talked about.
Me too. Well, apparently my higher self was having a chat about, or it was giving a sermon about God or something. I don't know.
Well, I had a nice experience too that night. I think you had that an experience and I had another one. Was it the same night? I think so.
I think so, yeah. Something was up that night.
Yeah. Like I woke up and I couldn't move. And that was not sleep paralysis. I was like awake, and I used to have sleep paralysis, but due to stress that I had in the past. So I know how it feels like you're half awake, half asleep. But I was like bright awake. I couldn't move. And then I'm lying there and I have a front entry and a back entry. Well, I have a veranda sliding. Well, I only use the front though. I just want to.
Thanks for clarifying, Anya.
No one takes the back door. So,
oh, that's funny.
Well, literally. I mean.
That was funny.
we're your professional oracles. So, and, so the veranda door is like a sliding door, and I have two, and the front door regular door, and it was rattling like when you rattle on the door at the same time, and you can't rattle on a sliding door. So that creeped me even more out. And it wasn't windy or stormy.
And the fact that you couldn't move, that's...
Yeah, and I was like, what is it? And then, of course, I did my thing, snapped out of it, and I saw shadows in my room.
Holy.
And then I heard that noise again. I totally spazzed out, like, I'm not doing drugs, and I was quite awake. So then I have a samurai sword that someone gave me. I grabbed that, and I went down the stairs. I was like, hello.
And yeah, the German samurai.
Yeah. I was like, good gear, right? But of course, there was no one. And then I did my rune thing. I did protection and my spells. I called my dragon, and it was cleared. But that freaked me out. And it rarely anything freaks me out, not even shadow people. I'm just like, yeah, okay, you're boring, right? Lame, go. But just because I couldn't move, and I don't know what I was up that night. And I talked to so many people that approached me. They were in pain, they were depressed, they had anxieties, and it was all around the same time. And there is a little more to it, I think. I think the more, if I can mention that, if the more we do what we do, you know, the more the other side approaches us and tries to feed us with fear. And I think this is what's happening. And I'm the one that doesn't freak out anytime, like, oh, I'm being attacked because I have a cold or a headache, right? Because we have that too. It's like, but that was definitely, and I did work with a friend of mine, and a lot of people experience shadow beings, shadow, and even people that don't deal with it really. So just like a little recommendation, clean.
Now I have a question. Now, these shadow people, is it the same as the shadow when you see this, when you see spirits, or what kind of shadows were this?
I think those, from what I saw, they were practically feeding from fear. I call them fear shadows. So they were really, really like, oh yes, fear, right? Bring it on, baby. And I was like, you know what, right? That's it. And once I got a hold of my body again, it was fine. And then they disappeared, and I noticed them with other people too. And so something was up, and something is up. I mean, it's a fact that the opposite has their dark magicians too. And something was up for sure. And I'm not one that says that easily, but so if anyone has any issues, I mean, shoot me a text, you know. It's just a fact that something is going on, something up. And if you feel weird, like, not normal, like your usual self.
Yeah. So, and no wonder with everything else that we've been getting hit, not only that, but like the planetary adjustments that is going on right now with the new moon, this and that. Even on that, the email I just read a little bit about the new moon, like that sounded intense. Like, you know what I mean? Deal with the shit, and no way out. Like, deal with it. But I was gonna say that I had only one experience about, and it wasn't shadow. It was this sleep paralysis. And in my opinion, I feel like sleep paralysis happens when your vibration is really low.
Yeah.
That's like you're open for attacks pretty much. So when that happened to me, I was dreaming, well, I was sleeping, and then I woke up in my sleep, but I was being held down by black shadows. They were like shadow people around me, and they were holding me down. Ow, just hit my hand. They were holding me down on my bed, and I couldn't, like, I was fighting them off. I couldn't move. So that's my only experience that I had about like sleep paralysis and like shadow people not being nice.
But yeah, that time I was on low vibration too, like you just said, right? I was in stress. I was living with my now luckily ex-alcoholic, right? I had nothing but trouble, and I almost had it every night. That was really, really bad. So
interesting. John on the chat says, OMG, I had the same dream 2 days ago.
what
Yeah,
dream?
I think the being held down dream.
Oh,
And by the way, slightly slanted, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. C Golden says, yeah, last night I felt something was watching me, so I was afraid to open my eyes. I opened my eyes anyways. I saw a shadow person disappear. It was freaking weird. Yeah, so
yeah, be aware, everyone, don't feed in. Smudge, put salt, water with salt at your windows.
it's like you read what I read my mind. I was about to say, so what the local witch is gonna suggest for us.
Da, da, da.
So sage, right?
Sage or whatever you have, like
So
mugwort, for
what's the
example.
proper way to actually like smudge? Because like, for example, when I smudge, as you can tell, I have my little stuff right here. And these are actually feathers that I've found.
So, cutie.
Yeah.
Is it a magpie? Is it bluish?
No, I think they were doves or pigeons. I don't know, either one. And then the middle one, it's a blue jay.
Oh, you stuck it in there. That's why it's a shimmer blue.
Yeah. But yeah, so what I do is just, I light my sage and I go room to room and I just kind of say a little thing in my head, like I cleanse this room from, all stagnant energy or negative energy, and I just go around everywhere, and at the end I do myself. But is there a way, like a correct way to do it, or a way you can suggest?
There is like no way, there is no way that is wrong, but what I would recommend is, if you really want to get it all out, start like in the corner of the room, in the back corner of your room, and then work yourself slowly to the door. Like, so you grab everything from the corner of your house or of the room, right? So you can at the end open the door or the window. And it's very important. That's the only thing I find is really important to release the smudge, because the smudge takes everything up.
You have to open a window at the end.
So don't leave the windows closed and have them dance in circle, right, with you. So, and then of course, what I do, I watch the smoke. If you have to figure it out for yourself, but assume if my smoke goes up nicely, all the way a little wavy, it's all nice. But sometimes it gets dragged to the left or to the right, or just like spreads all over. And then I follow that. And then, I pick it up with it. And of course, you can say something while you're doing it. I say, for example, it's hard for me to translate it rhymes in German, but it doesn't rhyme in English. And it doesn't have to rhyme. The reason why I find make your spell rhyme is you remember it easier. So but there is no magical purpose for the rhyme, I find.
Right.
So what I say mostly is nothing dark. Well, how can I translate that? Darkness has no power here. If you come back, you will dissolve in light. So in German it rhymes, so sorry, but there's something like that, or
no, we got you.
You can come up with your own.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, so
yeah, but really open your door after and release it all. It's really,
so that's the step I was missing, actually. And I don't know why, I've heard you said that before, so see, now I get more attention.
And you can put salt water glasses up on the window by the door. You don't have to sprinkle it because most have animals, right? And
yeah, and one also thing I learned too is with sea salt. If you have a little container of sea salt in your bathroom where you take a shower, you can, at the end of taking a shower, before you finish taking a shower, just grab some salt and scrub all over your body. And also that will remove any negativity or anything that our aura or that we picked up throughout the day, especially with you know, the crazy energies and all everybody and people and, you know, people
Yeah,
that are
totally.
empathic and yeah.
Yeah, that's true too, the salt on your body. And
Yeah.
you can also, I notice if you put a bottled water up, just so the water catches it, if you do it with salt or not. Or I put it just in a glass, in a jar. So you can see if the water changes color,
Mm,
then
interesting.
you're really in a bad spot. Then you should really do
Wow.
something in that room, like more crystals, you know, obsidian or tourmaline, some protective stones, and cleans very well. So, and I noticed, like here in my living room area, the water is always nice. So that's why I just put an open glass with water. So,
I'm sorry, Hitting Hand. I'm sorry to hear that.
oh,
But so I don't
yeah,
know,
Kevin,
Golden. Huh?
it does. No, Kevin said eventually the sea salt will cake the outside of your glass and look pretty cool. It does. When it
Mm,
dissolves, yeah.
that's cool. See, Golden, I don't know. I saw your Facebook post about it, but I didn't hear about it anywhere else. But I'll check it out. But anyways, so tonight's topic, it's about the runes and plasma and consciousness. And I came across this website that is a great website, but I feel like it doesn't explain very well. It's too, in a way, too advanced, I guess. I don't know. For me and for Anya, it was just a little bit too out there. The explanation maybe wasn't clear enough, but
Or
I
maybe it's
thought
just
that,
not us, you know?
yeah. And we thought it was interesting because it linked the runes with the galactic calendar and, you know, the law of time. So that's what I actually why I got my attention and I share it with Anya. So once we looked at it, we realized that, you know, she she got some impressions about the runes and she's gonna be talking about that. So tell us what you're gonna be talking about.
Well, yeah, I looked at that website that you sent me, right? And like I said, like you said, for me it's too far out because I'm more like a practical person, not a head person. And this goes into the cube of law, and it speaks around the it speaks about the 24 runes,
Yes.
and that it says it's coded precisely to the 24 psi nimboid membranes, and yeah, and that those 24 runes seal the 6 radial plasma, and then it goes on into the number 7 as well, like the law of time, the cosmology 7, you know, which goes with the Maya. So the power of 7, but this is, like I said, for me it's too far out because I don't practice that way. So
And not only that with the 7, but the 7 chakras and the
yeah,
7
chakra,
cosmic plasma, I think they're calling it in their
cosmic plasma. I didn't even know what cosmic plasma.
the 7 cosmic plasma, and I did some research about that. So I mean, we will share what we found, but if you guys have other opinions about it, hey, that's
Yeah,
cool.
share
But
them.
yeah, we're just pretty much gonna share what we thought about it and maybe the relation about between the runes and the 7 cosmic stuff and all of that. So before we start, I was gonna ask you. Well, I guess I can screen share. Hold on, let me see. Okay, can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is the elder? What does that mean? Food art?
Well, this is the oldest Futhak, the oldest runes. They're altogether 3. There is the Saxon, and then I believe that has, oh God, no, don't let me lie, 20 or something, but I would have to lie. And then there is another one, the younger one, that has, I think, about 30 signs. but I don't work with them. I always work with the elder Fudak. So and every sigil, every rune is combined to an element, right? It's connected to a chakra. And what I do, of course, depending on what I do, magic or healing, like I pick the rune to work with that issue. Let's say, like our chakras, when they're blocked, right? We know that nothing will work. And a lot of programming does that too. Let's say, for example, the sacral chakra, if you feel guilt, like won't work, but guilt, we know who put the guilt on us, right? The church, it's a sin, blah, blah. So I would work, for example, with Fehu, because it's a fire rune.
And that's that one, right?
Yeah. So because it's the arm. Then you have the water runes. But also, I mean, there are certain runes that are automatically detached to the chakras. But what I always do, I meditate or I trance, and I usually get the right rune. And it doesn't matter if it's earth, water, air. So because it could be, let's say I work, just for an example, I work in the sacral chakra on the solar plexus, which is the fire. And then you would say, okay, you need a fire rune. It could be that I need Lagus because I need to cool down the fire a bit, right? So I kind of go with the intuition, with what I receive. And then like what I was talking about, the real energy, the chi that we know, or the Tao, like everybody knows it under a different name, but it's the same. Yeah, and then I draw the real energy into the person or in me. But what all this stuff here means around, I have no idea. Try to understand it.
What I understood is that if you break like the planet out like that, and all the 24 runes apply to, like you said, to a certain chakra, and also all these things are, I guess, wires of, and I'll be explaining a little bit more. They're wires of information from the collective that one can access to.
The access, yeah.
And the 7 cosmic plasma had to do with the 7 days of the week, and on each day is focused on a certain plasma that is linked to a chakra. So let's say, I'm making it up because I don't know, and I will read it in a minute, but on Monday belongs to the third eye chakra. So you're easy to connect to, I don't know if I'm making any sense.
Oh, but that's what they say too. And then they separate what he did, what I looked into, that he separates it. Now I can't find the paper. That was so, well, he separates it into the continental, like
Yeah.
And that I found interesting. Where was it? It's always the same, that I cannot find my notes, because this is when oh yeah, the Afro-Eurasian plate, Pacific plate, American plate, Atlantic plate. And when I looked at your Mayan thing, that looked kind of like the human Holland.
Yes.
Like the Truth Clan, Sky Clan, Blood Clan, and Fire Clan.
Yes.
And I checked the runes on those plates that they wrote down, and that goes pretty well. That one is the earth, fire, water, and air.
Yeah, those are actually the ones when I do the elemental galactic elements readings. I haven't done one in a while, but when I do the is it five galactic element readings, is the for the because of the clans, like you said, one is fire, one is water. Yes, that's what they're based on.
So, and that's what they do. I mean, I don't separate it into the plates, me personal. This is too high for me. I just grab it from one source out there. That's easier. Hello, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and but what you can also do with the runes is the moon cycle, right? So you can work on that. You can use either, yeah, you can do it 7 days, work 7 days with a rune, or you can work from moon circle to moon circle with the rune. Where the coffee came from. Ransom is in the house twice. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Were you censoring Ransom?
So anyways, I said, of course, he's the one that asked about the coffee. Oh yeah, I was gonna screen share this again because I want to read what it says in the bottom. So
yeah, that's what I would just read off. So this
those
part
are the plates, how they're split and divided on 4 in the 4 weeks.
Yeah, so like I said, some of the runes they have the air, some of them have earth too. Those have a lot of fire. They have mostly all water. Yeah, and those are, they have actually also 3 aspects. Fire, I wrote it down. Air, water, and earth. The Pacific plate, which I found interesting. I had pretty much one of every element in here.
Oh God. Max says that Catholic priests using the chakra system cause possession from the spent inside.
Yeah, no, even some people believe you need to deactivate and get rid of your chakra, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
But what do you think about this? So Fenhu is flaming abundance that initiates the throne.
Yeah, because that rune is usually, I just spoke about it. It's about it's a fire. It's a fire of creation that melted the ice of Isa when everything was just, because that's how the world was created, or the universe was created in regards to the Edda, through fire and ice. So, and that's what melted the ice. So if you're like stuck in something, in a situation, or you need to move on, or even fertility wise, so that's really nice, flaming abundance. And of course, this rune these days, this is for luxury issues, right? I need a car, I need a house, which is not the original purpose. Back then, it was the purpose of the cattle. You were worse through the amount of your kettles that you had.
So Uruz is the power of shaping that initiates the avatar.
Yeah, Uruz is like the primal force of the universe. So initiates the avatar. Yeah, and this is this goes to your root chakra actually. And it's actually, it's earth because it's your root, but I find because you need to be grounded first before you go up there. No one can move me from that opinion ever, because a tree without the roots and the earth can't grow. So, and because it says the power of shaping, right? So your roots shape you, the roots shape the tree, right? How you grow, how deep your root is. The bigger you grow, the wider you can expand your roots.
Wow. And okay, how do you say this one? Anya?
Turisas.
Is the sacred struggle that initiates the mystery. That sounds badass.
It's actually a badass rune. It's actually a very nice protection rune because it symbolizes, as you can see, a thorn. So yeah, it's a very strong protection rune, and it's the same as Tiwas. So you don't want to muck around with certain runes. Ooh, that you're not aware of, that you're not familiar with.
I see.
So,
somebody in the chat, John asked, Urus is like parents molding us, yes?
Like parents, yeah, you can see that because your parents create you, right?
Right, okay. So, Ansus? And I have a question. Is this a air rune? Or no?
Ansus, wait, I wrote it down.
Is the breath of Wotan that initiates the...
It's an air rune, and Urus is earth, but can also be used for air.
And the reason why I ask is because it says the breath, you know?
The breath, yeah.
And then...
Well, you can also see like Fehu is, you see the arms up, and it's also some runes you send, and with some runes you receive.
Oh, that's neat. See, I didn't know
energy that. When you work with certain energy or certain magic, or healing, right? So so let's say, let me pick something. Let's say I'm in Isa. There's Isa here, the ice.
Is this that one? Number 26?
Yeah, I was just trying that with my mouse. Very nice. So that's like when I say, when you're in a state of you're not moving, you're not processing, or you go in that state on purpose. Like I said, Earth or the universe was created by that, and that explains it nice what I just said. That ripens the time space. So this is where the seed is in. And then if you work with Theo to bring in the fire, or you can use Kenas, the fire, the light searching torch. And you can call the energy of Theo, right? To transform it to the ice, and you pick whatever rune, like in here, like Zovelu, that brings the forces together, that transforms. So, I mean, it doesn't make sense if I explain every rune now because it goes so deep and special. So I can just give examples, right? I can't hear you.
Right, sorry.
Oh.
No, but that makes sense. And, you know, I didn't know that the runes had certain runes were to receive and certain runes were to give, and like you were explaining, that's pretty cool. So
yeah, runes are numbered. Sorry, Anna, I was just answering. Yeah, runes are numbered too. They have numbers as well.
I see.
Numbers and letters.
Okay, so let me see. I thought I put it on my computer, but I didn't. I have it here on my phone about the... I think right now it will be a good time talking about the... You know what? I'm going to send this to myself so I can share it with you guys so you guys can see.
I think they put number on it. I don't know when that came with the numbers. I don't think it was back then, but numbers are frequency and kind of a language too, right? So I think it puts a little extra pep on the runes. So, but I personally not too familiar with the numbers, except when I do my little special things. But so I just work with the energies of the symbols. And the symbols, for me, they shape pictures. And I mean, every seeder or whoever works a bit different with their runes. I mean, they have kind of a certain meaning, but the way you use them is, of course, up to you. You just should know.
That's right.
Everybody that works with rune needs to make themselves familiar with them. There is no going around it.
Well, now that you're talking about that, I feel like anything that you want to do, or if even if it's tarot cards readings, like, please inform yourself exactly what you're getting yourself into. What are you doing? And don't be ignorant about something that is serious, like one big thing that I don't like, and I know you're in the same page with me, is the Ouija boards. Like, they get, oh, it's a game, they have it as a game kind of thing. Oh yeah. But like, unfortunately, a lot of people, when we're young, we play with them without realizing the amount of not damage, but what you're getting yourself into and how that's going to affect you in your life in the long run, right? So anything that you try is magic, whatever, tarot readings, pendulums, everything, whatever, make sure you inform yourself and know exactly what the hell are you doing before you actually do it, like candle spells or whatever, stuff like that.
I mean, look at the Ouija board. It's letters and numbers, right? And what are letters and numbers? Frequencies. So hello. It's same, I don't know, marrow skyring. It's like, don't settle up the horse from the back. That's a German saying. Don't start the horse. Don't settle the horse from the back. Go to his head, and settle the horse there. So really start with little things. Whatever you do, it's like you need patience, and it doesn't matter. Like Anna said, it's very important. If you need time, practice, and really a lot of patience, just don't grab a mirror or Ouija board and think you're all shit and tough. I mean, been there, done that, and I wear the t-shirt, and that's why I say that. I got bitten in the ass so many times.
Yeah.
In the beginning.
And some people keep doing it after and after instead of learning. But just an advice is that whatever you do, whatever you're trying to get yourself into, do your homework, do your research. There's people that you can ask. There's a lot, like on the web, there's a lot of information you can find. Like, know what the hell you're getting yourself into, because sometimes when trying to do something good or positive or whatever is going to come back and bite you in the ass, and not good. Right?
Right, because it will. And if it doesn't feel right for you, then listen to your gut, and it isn't right.
That's right. All right, I want to share this. So this is, can you see that, Anya?
Yep.
So this is the seventh, like we were saying, the seven radial plasmas from the Mayan galactic calendar. And like we were saying, it matches with a chakra. So they have it, here, let me see if I can scroll down. Those are the symbols for them. And it goes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So where's the number one? So the number one is, I guess, the crown. So that will be Monday. And then Tuesday, the root, which that's interesting. That goes from 1 to 2. So head and, cover from head to toe. Well, not toe, but to the crown, or the root, I mean. And then the third one is the third eye, the sacral, the throat, the solar plexus, and seventh is the heart. So what do you think about that? Anya?
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Well, this is probably how they separate, right? With this, but I like to start always from the bottom. Me personal, but I know they talk about it too. That I always start from the bottom, from the root, it doesn't matter. So like I said, I don't understand that, and I'm not pretending I do. But for me, and I mean, I've heard it before too, it was different like this, that some people started, you have to start from the top to the root, which is, in my opinion, it just, you not block, but you let the energy out of your chakras if you start from the top and step from the
Okay, I see
bottom.
what you mean because yeah. Okay.
So
I can
I've,
see
I've
that.
seen that too somewhere, and my hair just went up like that, and I was like, ooh, no. But I mean, I'm thinking they connecting that probably with the week and all, right, to get to their
Yeah.
special number.
Yeah. Because like I said, in the Mayan galactic calendar, each day you're supposed to have a different intention and what you want to accomplish that day. And with it matching with certain chakras, it will help you, you know, the release day, the day of this, whatever.
Right.
But
And they see the heart as the core, right? So that
yes,
makes sense why they put it there.
right. So I'm gonna read a little bit about the 7 radial plasmas. And I'm talking about the law of time, and I'm talking about the Mayan galactic calendar. This is not the traditional way, but this is the galactic calendar. Anyways, it says the 7 radial plasmas corresponds to the 7 days of the week. The plasmas are electrical fluids that are the primary building blocks of creation that streams out from the center of the galaxy. They are also absorbed into the radiated out from the 7 chakras. Tuning into and familiarizing with these plasmas assists us in creating a new reality every day, every week, every moon, every year. Each of the plasmas relates to a chakra. Every week begins with Dali and concludes with Silo. Study the graphic and feel the spiral flow of daily plasma. Note that each plasma has a quality, a chakra, and an affirmation. So, yeah. And here, I guess I can share this again. So every day starts with Dali and ends with that. But I wonder if you can do it the other way too, like you were saying. I mean, I don't see why not.
So the crown they put at the third eye 3. Well, I see what they do with the heart, the number 7 in the center.
Yes.
The solar plexus is where it is. The sacral and the root is where it is.
Right.
I just don't understand. I mean, the roots are the chakras where they're supposed to be. I just don't get the numbering.
Right. I don't know. But let's see.
I have to admit, I don't know. I would lie if I just like start like, oh yeah. I don't do that, right?
Right. So this supposed to be the plasmas that are the basis of the new telepathic technology, but which we can even create the rainbow bridge around the earth. So like I was saying, this is what help us connect to that collective worldwide consciousness. So, but anyways, I thought, you know, it's interesting, and I think it's interesting how it link with the runes. Don't you think?
Yeah, I find so too, because they have similarities to here, right? And I like the, what I looked into is here with the, like I said, the truth clan, sky clan, fire clan, and blood clan, how that goes with the runes. I really like that.
Russ,
That's
chakra number 2 was activated.
Chaka.
Hi, Diane. So now, if you don't mind, we can move on and talk about, here, let me pull it on my screen before, about the 7 layers of consciousness. What do you think?
Sorry, what? I have to answer that.
Let's talk about the 7 layers of consciousness. And now I'm going to be talking about that from a book of, let me see her name. The book from the 4th level by Elizabeth Jenkins. And it's about a book of, and I don't know how to say it, Quero and Andean cosmology. Here, I'll type it on the chat. Maybe somebody can help me how to say this. Let's see. Hold on. Quero? I don't know. Can you see the chat, Anya?
Yeah.
How do you say that?
Say what?
The Quero and Andean
Quero?
cosmology. Anyways, that's what
Quero?
Yeah, I don't know.
Andean? I don't know. I'm an immigrant too.
So that's what I'm gonna be reading from. So let's see. So that it says here, and I said this is according to the book, right? So that the first level consists of all the inorganic material on this earth, the minerals, crystals, soils, and rocks, and all the elements that make up the earth in its raw form. Everything is one and is consciousness. Not consciousness as we know it, but it's still part of that is. Now the second level. This is the level of Gaia, Mother Earth. It consists of organic material, nature, plants, and trees, and is where the foundations are laid. The third level. This is a level of which, such as humans and other animals, the challenge of the third level of consciousness is being governed by emotions and instinctual desires and the reality of being manifested. It is challenging level as well have become disconnected from the higher realms. So what do you think so far of those layers that I just mentioned?
Yeah, it's very interesting, but I think that's a totally different practice of how to pull the energy.
Yeah.
The source, the energy, to get to the consciousness.
Yes. Let's see. Oh, I didn't finish reading the third level. It is from here we need to learn to see the past, the physical material plane, to experience the fourth level and beyond. A good book that will help people understand higher levels or higher dimensions is The Fourth Level, like I said, by Elizabeth Jenkins. Okay, so the fourth level, this can be called the astral plane or the spirit world. Remember, these are different levels of consciousness, right? It is where we exist after physical death, where our friends, parents, and grandparents, etc., are waiting. It's the school where we learn the truth of what we are without limitation of being in a physical form. From here, we decide to either go around again, be reborn, or new learning objectives, or learn to ascend into the fifth. Being on this third level means we are not granted to higher vibrations of reality. Ayahuasca helps us connect to the fourth level of consciousness and help us understand more about the nature of reality and our part into helping us understand our true selves, subjects to many factors, and sense to the fifth next time around. And I already know, but I want to say this, that you don't have to drink ayahuasca to achieve that, because Anya can attest to that, right?
I personally, I don't think you have to.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but that's my, opinion.
Right.
God, I'm probably gonna get it from some, but for me, it's just a lazy way to get it faster.
Well,
Not lazy, but
I don't think it's a lazy way, but I mean, I can see how you will think that. But I think what more, some people can access to that easier than others. So I don't think it will hurt to, have an aid to get to that point. But if you don't need it, you don't need it.
and this is like really, I mean, this is heavy shit from what I've heard, right? So you really need to be guided for days from a very trustful shaman and a group, and they need to be ready and to pull you out when you can't handle it anymore.
Like I said, like we said before, that you need to know what the hell you're gonna get yourself into, do your research, find the right person. Like, it's not like, oh, let's do, this weekend, it sounds fun, and then like I said, the spiritual world is not a joke. Like, you want to know what are you doing. At least try to be as much as informed as you can before you get yourself into something.
And I don't think you can book an ayahuasca class on the internet with some guru for I don't know how many hundreds of dollars. This you should really go to not a local but a really classified old traditional shaman. That means you have to reach deep in your pocket and go out there in the bush, right?
And to me personally, I feel like if I'll do that, I want to know that I can trust the person. That is, that I can trust that if I'm in trouble trying to get out of it or something, that they'll be there to help me. Not like, be ignorant about the situation.
Yeah, because what we always say that if you want to reach a certain level, you need to really cleanse. I mean, release old programming, old habits, because like I said, they're all attached to our chakras, shame, guilt, fear, right? It doesn't matter what, illusion, and name it. So all these things block our chakras, and that could be programming, that could be things in our life. And if we don't get rid of it, we can't really move on. So, and what I think what ayahuasca does, if you haven't really done your homework a bit, do some old stuff, I think it really brings you to the deepest of your corner. That's what I've heard from people. That it really confronts you with your shadow side, and if you want to do shadow work, this is the way to do it, because it's gonna be rough. So if you want to do it, be really ready. That's just what I heard from people, and they've been to Peru and stuff, right? And that's when you can't handle it anymore and you freak out. You need to have the people with you that know what to give you to get you out, like
Yeah,
in a
exactly.
jungle. So
exactly. And I actually want to do that. I want to go to Peru and I want to have a whole experience and stuff, but I will do my research for
yeah.
sure. But anyways, let me finish up this last level of consciousness. So the fourth, I think I went over the fourth. So the fifth one is this is the home of the divine and semi-divine beings, the consciousness of people like Buddha. We all have the ability to experience the fifth level of consciousness through meditation and plant medicines. It does, though, take dedication to attain the fifth level and go beyond. Taking ayahuasca a few times is only the beginning of the journey to the fifth. According to Elizabeth Jenkins, no physical beings has been at the fifth level of consciousness since the early 16th century. Fifth level begins are easy to spot the glow at the fifth level of consciousness. So the sixth level is where the fundamental forces of nature, the physical laws of the universe are formed: gravity, electromagnetism, and the strong and weak nuclear forces are created here. And the seventh, this is the level of the collective consciousness of all that is. Here there is no separation. Here we're all one, all together and all knowing. So that was the last one.
interesting. And in the runes, you have actually 3 stages, which are the 3 Aedirs, because the 24 runes, they are split into 3 Aedirs. So the first is the one of the farmers. Here, I made a little note. I can read that before I mumble in, because everybody knows I have to read. Oh, I do.
Yeah, I need that too.
So the first Aetir is called Freyr's Ayet, also the farmer or crafter's Ayet, and is dedicated to the god Freyr, who was like not Freya, Freyr. So, and these runes tell us how to shape our lives so our life is really good. And it's about stability, protection, prosperity, but not just only in a physical level, material level, like I said, right? So it's also the spiritual. It tells us, those runes, they tell us about birth, death, our life, our struggle, and they show us our spiritual path to lead, a life so that we can get anchored in this world and above. And the first rune, of course, to this is Fehu. So, and the second one is called the Hagalas Ayet, and it's the one of the magicians. So, and like I said, so the first is about life and death or birth, and the second is the magical one, because this one, all those runes, they show us our dark sides. So, and
So I have a question.
yeah.
So every rune has the female and male, female
Yeah.
and male aspect, and also dark and light aspect to them.
Yeah, like all of them. They I don't do reverse runes. Some do. I don't, because I don't do reverse cards either. Just for me personal, it doesn't feel right. And so, but what they do is just they show us the second Ayatir. They show us our dark sides and to confront us, right? And they know like everything, those runes. They know everything about you. And this is just to survive.
That's interesting.
Because if we can't confront it, we cannot live. If we don't release it, we can't live. We can't enjoy our life. And
yeah, that kind of like you have to face your fears to get over them, right?
it's the same with storms. When storms come, you have to, nature gives us like you think you're something. Let me show you, right? I send you some hail, for example, right? Now, how you like that? Now get up on your ass and try again.
Right.
As an example.
Oh my gosh, I just had an epiphany. That kind of goes with the Fox message I put out, because the Fox energy is that kind of energy that teaches you a lesson in a trick way, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then we have the third one, which is called, how can I translate that? That sounds wrong.
I'm sorry, let me just say why I asked you about if it had the duality parts, because I just find it interesting, because in the Mayan and Aztec pantheon of gods and goddesses, they had both, like the female aspect and the male aspect. That duality is always there. So I think it has to do a lot with that. And, the fact that the runes have that, I don't know, I feel like a strong connection between the Norse and the Mayans. And we talked about this in other shows before.
It's always find similarities. And here, like I said, like you said, female and male, and they do have that aspect. And therefore you can make your own binding runes. Depending on what you want to do, you can connect male and female energy runes.
Awesome.
So, and
one about the balance again, right?
Yeah, it's balance. Or, it depends on what you want to do with that binding rune, right? But in every binding rune, you find the rune Isa, the ice rune.
Nice.
It connects every rune, which brings me back to the creation, the seed and the ice. That's how I see it as a symbol, right? I mean, it doesn't matter which rune you draw, you always see it. If you see it square, up, down, it's always there. It's
Right on.
always the ice, where that everything is born out of the ice, out of the water. So in the last Ayatir, this is just about the humans when you went through the first stages, right? So this is about, about you. So in these runes, out of the third one, I'm not going to name them all now because
Yeah.
They have very ancient power and they're very stubborn. So they really push you through the last level. And it closes up with my favorite one of my favorite ones. Well, everything is my favorite one, but
I know I'm like that with crystal. So this is my favorite crystal, but this is also my new favorite crystal.
Yeah, I like that incense. No, actually, I like that more. I love more also. And it ends with
like you have certain
rune.
ones that you use a lot and you prefer to use them because you use them and you know them very well, but you like all of them in general.
Yeah, it is. And it ends with the Oda rune, which is the homecoming rune. It's like about the clan, the land, your family. This is the end. Yet it starts again from the beginning. Like it's the beginning of the end, actually.
Wow.
It's your homecoming, and then you start your path again, another path. You know, you go.
When you add something, there's a new beginning.
Yeah.
Always. So that's awesome. That's awesome, Anya. But here we come up, actually, we did a little bit more than an hour now. But if there's anything else you want to share, anything in your notes that you want to say before we end the stream? And thanks everybody in the chat for being here. It means so much to us. I will say an announcement tomorrow in the morning time around. I'm planning to do card readings tomorrow. So if you want a reading tomorrow, make sure to tune in. I don't know the time, you guys will see it. So make sure you click on the bell to make sure you get the notification. Okay, go ahead, Anya.
Now that would be too much, but also with the real energy in the runes, also you involve the worlds, right? The Yggdrasil tree as well, which is, like I said, Evas is the spine, our tree, and also we have all the worlds around Niflheim, Muspelheim, Midgard, all the worlds.
The 7 heavens and I mean 9 underworld, 13 heavens. And it's the same as the Norse, correct?
Not hell, Delaney, not hell. Hell, not hell. That's what the church made out of it. It had nothing to do with the hell. No.
Hey, Josie.
So, and those I see personal too as this different stages of consciousness, all the worlds, because again, we have the ice world, the fire world, the dwarf world, the underworld. We have the rainbow bridge at the end that connects us to Asgard, which I see as the real energy, our higher selves, the consciousness, the cosmic.
Yep. And we actually did a show about that, remember, Anya?
Yeah, we did a while back.
I forgot what was the title, but it had to do something with that.
I don't know what I had for breakfast. I don't remember.
13 heavens, 9 underworlds, or something like that. We did the comparison between the Norse and the Mayan.
Yeah,
but yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, and I find the 9 because it's a 9 worlds, and Odin was supposed to hang 9 days of the on Yggdrasil. So for me, it's like he did the full program of cleansing and traveling through all the stages and getting to the full package deal. That's how I see it.
Yes.
Like he suffered for his knowledge that he shares as a wanderer now. So
I love that.
I'm not saying hang yourself from a tree with a spear in your chest, but
No,
it's a symbol, right? That it's really hard work. And he went all the way down to the well of knowledge, and which is the underworld, the
yeah,
shadow side. That's how I see it. I mean,
that's interesting. No, that's I like that you share how you perceive things, because as we all know, everything's about perception, and not two people are gonna say that they, you know, if you show them a picture, not two people are gonna see the same thing. So it works the same with our knowledge. It works the same with, you know, things that resonate don't resonate. So yeah, I love hearing the perspective of others and stuff. So anyway, Sonia, it's been a fun show. I
that was
appreciate you and
interesting.
your knowledge and the runes and all of that. I
I
learned
could go
something
on
new for
forever,
sure.
but it goes too deep, right? So I can't.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like we just like covered the top of
We
something that goes
dusted.
so deep. Yeah, yeah, barely touch it exactly. So we have to do this again. And thank you for coming to the Raven Wolf channel. And you guys, if you haven't subscribed to Anya, please do. Her YouTube channel is Anya Tyke. Tyke? Did I
Tight.
say it right? At YouTube. So check her out, subscribe to her. And again, I will be doing live card readings tomorrow. So if you're interested, make sure you keep an eye on that. And happy Thanksgiving if you guys celebrate. And I will see you guys soon. So you stay there, Anya. Bye, everybody. Thanks for
Bye,
watching.
everyone. Thank you.
Peace.